Welcome to Our Next Existence by Katie and the Chorus. I'm Katie, former technology strategist turned reluctant spiritual medium, and I channel messages from the Chorus, a group of beings just beyond our sensory perceptions who are loving, expansive, and who greatly enjoy sharing their perspective of us. Join us each week as we share and discuss their ideas about humanity's existence, purpose, and future. Concepts you can draw from to accelerate your path, expand your perceptions, and ultimately step into the flow of the universe and your life. Welcome back, everybody. This week, I think we're going to take a little bit of a field trip. There's something I want to talk to you about, and I think it would be easier if we weren't, kind of here in the midst of our own stuff. So let's pretend that you and I can still fly from a few episodes ago. And so we are going to fly far, far away to a land that's very different than our land. It's pristine, you would say, very clean, clear, bright, beautiful. Rivers, mountains, trees, all sorts of plant life, actually. And you and I sat down in the middle of a grand plain, an open area, a plateau. And on the top of this plateau, at a very great height, is an immense, incredible city. There are towers and pyramids, crystalline structures, stone structures, polished marble, water that runs through it in all different areas, plant life integrated throughout it. Incredible beauty, radiant art, and beams of light, we would say, that reach towards the sky. And I turn to you and I say, what do you think? And you're looking around in awe with your mouth open, which is what humans do when we're in a bit of a shock. And you say, this is beyond words. This is beautiful. This is beyond beauty. It's whole and incredible, and I don't know that I have words to describe it. And I say, well, that's great. I like your descriptions. So now that you've seen it, I can ask you a question. How would you build something like this? And you laugh out loud. Katie, how would I build something like this? I don't have the faintest clue. I mean, they probably have all sorts of technologies or laser cutting rocks or things like that made all this possible. I mean, the amount of coordination and planning and, I interrupt. Let me just stop you right there. What was that word you just said? And you just think for a second. I don't know what I was saying. What did I say? I said coordination and planning? Yep, that's the word right there. And I say, look around. Do you think all of this was planned in advance? And you say, well, normally I would say no, because cities exist over a long period of time and there's many phases and things that get added on. And who knows how long this incredible city has been here. So it probably wasn't all planned in advance, but also look how all of the pieces fit together so perfectly. Every stone, every walkway, the direction of every stream and fountain. And look at the trees. Look at the way the trees flow right into the structures. How did they do that? How did they get a tree to grow over hundreds of years like this? I mean, and you point to some of the giant trees that reach towards the sky, that are laced into the crystalline structures. And you say, I don't even know how you would make that possible. So, I mean, maybe it was added on, but also how could you not plan this in advance? It's so integrated. And I say, excellent observations. Now, what do you think the beings who built this city believed? And you laugh again. I don't know. I mean, clearly they believed in different things than we do. And I laugh and I say, you'd be surprised how similar actually we are. But yes, there are some key differences. Can I introduce you to someone? You mean right now, you say? In here? Yeah, I say, I would like to bring through some of the beings who were here and were part of building this. They speak a slightly different language, but I can translate it if you'd like. Eventually, you'll be able to understand it too, directly, of course. It's a heart-based language. And you say, well, what does that mean? And I say, well, I mean, it doesn't really matter what sounds come out of your mouth because everyone expresses it differently, but that if you step into your heart's resonance, the understandings come through quite directly, instantaneously. It's a very fast way of communicating and also very complete. Sometimes we call this light language. I've had a lot of conversations with these beings. They have a very different way of looking at things in some ways. In other ways, they're very similar to us. Sometimes they feel impatient. Sometimes they feel feisty and frustrated. But most of the time, they have a way of seeing beauty in all aspects of everything around us in the natural world. They are connective. They are respectful. They seem to have a very strong sense of integrity. They often ask for permission. They have awarenesses of other consciousnesses and beings. They are healers and builders. Sometimes when I talk to them, everything in the universe feels so simple. They have a way of describing things that feels practically primitive, except that it's also extraordinarily beautiful. I think you'll enjoy talking to them, if you like. And you say, wow, I mean, wow, especially if they built this, I can't even imagine. They must be pretty unique. Yeah, I would love to talk to them. And I say, great. But one thing before I bring them through, do you remember at the end of the second book when I brought through the Federation? I made a couple of points. Do you remember what they are? And you say, no, well, kind of. No, not really right now. And I say, that's okay. The first is that we have plenty of time. These are the start of reconnections to the vaster universe outside of the reality we have known. And also the most important perspective in this entire conversation is yours. Whatever you feel, however you respond, is right and true and perfect for you. And to allow that to be, no matter what your beliefs start to say about how you think you should respond to beings like this. Sound good? And you say, yeah, okay, yeah, I think I'm feeling what you're saying. Okay, I'm ready. I say, great. Here they are. The A.O. She no shoshomehe tekemane inaene. We welcome you to our place, to our city, beside the sky. Te tokochma ehe eto etemahe shikikan inihito namani shikikpa akatich notishte. There are many here who can continue to see you even while you have been away from this place. In your experience, in what we call the labyrinth. We knew you would be leaving, and you did too. It was a choice that you made to depart from these places and to experience what was to come. Namayishtik mahat to nachtish mahakim. There's more for us to say about these things, but for now, let us talk about this place. The first step in building anything is to greet the earth. Na yeshon tamaniki ma hatesh mika. To hear her song, to understand her essence. Me no toshima ke bishipota tema ahana ishmika. Once we hear the earth, we represent her in song. Ishayana eminahi. You understand sound very differently by its functions, by its impact, from its volume or its precision. We do not disagree with these ideas of sound, but there is much more in energy waves than simply those physical things. When you connect in a spiritual way to different energies and represent them in song, you are merging worlds, bringing together things, stitching energies, and creating. It is not a creation by brute force, by pushing or breaking or chipping or stacking. It is a creation of inviting the different energies, the different beings, consciousnesses, as you would say. The invitation is released, is sent. And any who would like to participate, join in the harmony. Our construction sites, as you would say, are filled with song, many different sounds that are all in harmony somehow. There is not a single director of the song. We are all resonating with each other in the openness to create. To be in the open is required to hear all the others. To understand where they are, to understand how your song can complement and expand what is being sung. The structures that are created through this type of sound, this type of collaboration, continue to vibrate in that essence. They continue in their structure, in their song. They cannot falter. They cannot deteriorate. For they were built out of love and joining. Itanamishka. The only way to destroy these kinds of creations is to break their song. Nashamikimotenin. Neo Yamoshikana Nishtim. Some of you volunteered to understand this breaking, to gain this knowledge. Hoisho yukamota naishe ayeto temini kikist kenan titet ukama. You may think that it was a step away from the open to go to a place of darkness, of disconnection. But that is the same. You remained open even in the face of destruction. We stayed in our perspective, and you went forward in this one until we would come together again. E.O. tatashme kikinatay manen nanase hihoinate shikapaya nachaitan. There are many of us who stand beside you. As your hearts grow in strength, it is easier for us to see you. Ninukot me shintona hade na ahade imihi. Yana ayete. These things, these places are not far apart. Perhaps only as far as your hearts had been disconnected. Ninot ishmikimana ete edayena shema haishkodishite. The connections are reforged. These worlds are put together again. Shonamai mihito tekama sanina shema toikinant. Yeornahayam Aishanan Ishamakan Tunishnimain Yahant. We are so glad you have come here today. We send you forward with our blessings. May the light of the world illuminate your wings. So we thank the A.O. I express gratitude to them for meeting us and for sharing their perspective. And they depart. And you and I sit on the edge of a fountain in an incredible, massive courtyard. And I say, so we got an answer to our question, didn't we? And you say, question? What was our question? And I say, well, we were wondering about if this thing was planned in advance or not. And kind of by the way of what they just told us, doesn't sound like that's how it works here, huh? And you say, no. What was that word they used? The open. And I say, fantastically remembered. Yes. They step into a place that they know well, which they call the open, which is what we would call maybe pure presence or open-heartedness to the unknown. It's a welcome, pure welcome to any and all natural forces that would like to participate in representing what they hear in the earth's song in a particular location. I mean, based on my understanding of them, it sounds like collaboration on divine scales. I mean, most of us have problems completing projects with a few friends or partners, so I'm not sure we're quite at that level of open that they are, but we do sense the possibility, don't we? And you nod. And you say, they talked about a lot of other things, though. And I say, yeah, they did. And you say, I feel like I understand those things. I can't mentally explain them, but I feel like something they just said is really, really true for me. And I say, well, you know how energy in the universe works. It's no accident that you found this podcast episode. And that probably also means that more answers are going to start coming through for you. And we'll probably talk to them again here, I'd imagine. They do keep showing up. But if you really want to hear them, really anywhere in nature is a good place to go. I find them most easily when I am in a state of awe over some beautiful natural place. The ocean, a mountain trail, even just the trees in my backyard. That's their frequency. Those are the places where they hang out. And the portals of beauty in our world can connect us into their world. So, just like they said, they're not very far. It's an energetic distance. We shift into those sensations and we're together again. And with us, we carry now a whole lot of understanding about these energies of disconnection. And I like to believe that that's a very good thing because, well, it sounds like now we can even connect to disconnection because of our experience resonating here. And I tend to prefer connection. Ready to head back? And you say, I think this one's going to take me a minute to integrate, but yeah, I'm ready to head back. I say, great. And off we fly back to the place that you're usually from, the world that you know, the home you're familiar with, the plans that you had made, and maybe now surprises that you're even a little more open to. I don't know about you, but sometimes I find it's easiest to integrate some of this stuff while painting a wall or building an air conditioning fence or going for a long walk or even a long shower. Things that we enjoy in this world. Because the things we enjoy in this world connect to the things that we love in all worlds. All those wonderful worlds where the chorus sees you still. Because we love you. Infinitely. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you found these messages to be helpful. May they accelerate you on your path wherever you'd like it to go. For more information on the books which correspond to these podcast seasons, our podcast, live events, or how to get in touch with us, visit katieandthechorus.com. Thanks again. See you next time.